This is a SuperSocket 7 motherboard with 128MB of PC133 RAM, onboard serial, parallel and PS2 mouse. Cirrus VGA, D-Link NE2000 based ISA network card, and an Aztech Sound Galaxy Waverider 32 ISA sound card, which uses the AZT2316A chipset. This features an onboard wavetable, which unfortunately doesn't have Linux support. The CPU is a K62 400MHz and the motherboard is an AI5 VG+. I'm booting off a more modern drive. And I'll be recording the line out using a Behringer USB interface. This Sound Blaster 16 also works with this setup. When powered up, we get to the post screen straight away and soon see grub loading. Faster than some modern motherboards. This CPU is just slow enough for us to read the decompressing Linux message. After 4 seconds, init is running. I've compiled a very minimal kernel which helps improve boot times slightly. The 5.2.1 kernel was released in July 2019 and is over 21 years newer than the CPU it's running on. I've also booted this system with a 75MHz Pentium, which is now almost 25 years old. Device setup for non-plug-and-play ISA cards must be done manually, and all hardware resources must be specified when loading the kernel module. I've made a script which does this and also starts ALSA. The module parameters are very similar for other sound modules such as Sound Blaster. The card's now set up. Inside ALSA Mixer, I can increase the volume and enable the OPL3 synth output, which is called aux1. This should be disabled when not using the synth because it introduces noise, which I'll demonstrate later. The card is using IRQ7 and 2 DMAs. First I'll try a WAV file. Music on console is a good command line music player. This is an MP3. To play MIDI using the OPL3 synth chip, we have to load the instruments first. This is done with SBI load. An ALSA MIDI port needs to be given. The through port is a software port created by ALSA, AZT MIDI is the sound card MIDI output, and OPL3 FM is the synth chip. If the Wavetable chip was accessible, it would be listed here. It seems the synth output is muted. This is a bit loud, I'll turn it down. Not too bad, but the wavetable would be better. This is enough for one video. In another video I'll show Xorg running and some light web browsing.